And if I said Jesus not only getting in the way of you honoring your ancestors, he's also getting in the way of you honoring your ancestral birthrights. Yeah, because you're so busy calling your ancestors demonic and demons, you can't even get the spiritual knowledge, not understand that they use these spiritual gifts to help free us, to help fight, to help resist. Can't even tap into the legacy of our ancestors, your lineage, because you too busy calling them demons, calling demonic. This is spiritual warfare. It is. How do you think they got through that? Listening to the white man? Everything our people did was demonic and bad, but everything they did is of God and holy. Ooh, rituals are witchcraft. Putting food on an altar to your ancestors is demonic, but you take a styrofoam wafer and some grape juice every month. That's stale cracker to represent body and blood in a ritualistic setting. But that's holy. Conjuring a spirit of your ancestors is demonic. Speaking a language that nobody understands is demonic, but you catch the Holy Ghost and speak in tongues. And that's a gift from God. That's bestowed upon. I just caught it from white Jesus. Getting a dream, seeing a vision, divination, all of that, it could be the devil leading you astray. But over here on a pulpit, a man laying a hand on your forehead, all of a sudden he's telling you what's going on. That's the gift of prophecy. Oh, that's the gift. But over here, you're just going to the devil. You're just dreaming about the devil. Why isn't it our ancestors got gifts? Harriet Tubman, she used to pass out, right? And she would get visions, and she was helping a whole bunch of people to freedom. Was it not spiritual gifts helping our people fight spiritual warfare? Is it possible that they wanted us to denounce our spiritual gifts because then it would make the spiritual warfare easier for them? Would it not make them easier to fight the war and win all the battles if we not tapped into what we know how to do and how we know how to combat this shit? Let's get into white Jesus for a moment, because it's really not even Jesus' fault. It's y'all perception of Jesus. Perception of Jesus. Perception of how a bunch of men wrote a book because they didn't let no books, in any essays or any prophecies written by women in the book. You know that, right? It's really the perception of Jesus, because if you really wanted to connect with Jesus, you could understand that Jesus was most likely Palestinian.
Book of Revelation.
Jesus would have been a brown Arab man where Palestine's at right now, but you so connected to Jesus. You know Jesus so well that the country that's over there that's obliterating the people that would have been around Jesus, you support them because they got the Holy Land. They're the holy people. You don't even know Jesus. Do you know Jesus? Because if you knew Jesus, you would know that that's not right. But do you know your perception of Jesus? You know their perception of Jesus. And because you know their perception of Jesus, you know their perception of God. You know their perception of your spiritual gifts. You know their perception of how they see the demon in you. And therefore you see their perception of how you see the demon in your ancestors.